What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Blaze coming back at you with some banging Commanders content. But today we will not be talking about my Washington Commanders. We will be talking about my projected starting quarterbacks in the NFL this year. We're ranking them 32 to 1. And we're going to start off hot with number 32, Mr. Spencer Rattler, the projected starting quarterback for the Saints this year. Obviously, you can see his regular season stats: 1,300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 40 QBR. Not good, but the Saints are not a good team. I don't think the Saints will be good this year. Um, they're probably going to finish under 5 wins. Probably looking at that number on overall draft pick, and we'll draft a QB in that spot. So Spencer Rattler, the projected starter for the Saints, I don't know how he's gonna do really. Um, we will see. I just don't think Saints are gonna be good. So yeah, Spencer Rattler, number big 32, unfortunately. At number 31, we got Joe Flacco, a former Super Bowl winning quarterback from the Baltimore Ravens. At number 31, Joe Flacco, to me, is a bridge quarterback for Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is going to be their franchise guy. I think Flacco will start week 1 in the season. We will see Flacco for a few games, but then it's going to be the Shedeur show. I think we will see Shedeur by week 5. That's where we will see Shedeur at. Um, Flacco, obviously, he offers the pocket passing ability. He's seen it all, knows probably all of it. He's been in the big game. He won the big game. So I got Flacco at number 31. Yep. At number 30, got Mr. Anthony Richardson. He has, I don't know how to say this, all the physical ability to be good. All the physical. The height, the weight, the athleticism. He has all of that to be a great quarterback. But he doesn't have the mental side down. He doesn't have the quarterback side down. He doesn't have the quick game, knowing when to avoid, dump it off really quickly, throw it into the ground. And he's also injury prone. You see, and he got injured in his first preseason game. He's had the shoulder issues. It's just unfortunate for a guy drafted so high that he hasn't put it together quite yet, and that's unfortunate. That's why I got him at number 30. And right now, he is losing his QB competition in Daniel Jones, which speaks levels. And that's all I can really say. He's losing the QB competition to Daniel Jones. Issue. Right? Splitting it back now to Justin Fields, the projected starter for the Jets. Justin Fields also, just like Anthony Richardson, has all the physical ability. He doesn't have the mental side down yet, but I think he's on the better path of putting it together than Anthony Richardson. I think he has the right coach. Obviously, has some of the right teammates like Garrett Wilson. Um, I hope he puts it together, but I can't rank him higher than number 29. Put off the fact he hasn't shown much in the league, but I'm hoping this year he can show a little bit of what made him so great at Ohio State. Yeah. At number 28, we got JJ McCarthy. Let me find his profile right here. Thing is, we did not see a lot out of JJ McCarthy purely off the fact he got hurt last year and had a season-ending injury. I don't know what we can expect out of him. I think we'll see a lot of game management out of him. Um, just not a lot of great deep ball ability. He showed we could do in Michigan, which is game manage, especially with a great run game, a great O line behind him. I don't know if the Vikings have the best run game or the best O line behind him. And the fact that his team also can't steal signals and cheat, but the video about Michigan and their cheating is a different video for a different day. Um, I got JJ McCarthy at 28 purely off the fact he's just unproven. At number 27, I got the rookie first overall pick, Cam Ward. Now, Cam Ward also has great ability. He can fit, has great throwing, has great passing ability, but he can't do that nonchalant shit that he did at Florida because then you get fucking banged in the mouth. Just can't do that. But I don't think the Titans are a great team. They have necessarily a great roster, and he's just not in the best situations. That's what happens when teams pick high, unfortunately. They're just not. Rookie quarterbacks usually aren't put into the best situation. But, obviously, this guy's the cream of the crop right here. But we'll talk about him later. And, yeah, that is why I have Cam Ward. He's unproven, but I think he'll prove that he'll show flashes and will belong in the league. That's why I got him at number 27. It's very slow, unfortunately. At number... Okay. At number 26, we got Michael Penix Jr., the lefty, out of Washington. I think Michael Penix has talent. He showed flashes of what he can be. Obviously, in 3 games, had 700 passing yards in all 3 of those games. But he also did have 3 interceptions. But I think Michael Penix has all the ability to place the ball well, accurate, can throw the ball downfield. I think the Atlanta offense is high-powered. I think we will see that he can be great. I think that the Falcons will win the NFC South. I think the Falcons will win the NFC South. In part to this man, which I think will be able to get the weapons to the playmakers like Bijan and Drake London and all that. At number 25, we got the shell of Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers, top 8 in passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, but 25th in QBR, and that's not a good thing. I think Aaron Rodgers is past his prime. I think he needs to retire. I mean, look at his picture, bro. He looks gone. He not there taking that picture. He looked just gone. But Aaron Rodgers, 41 years old. I don't think he has much left in the tank. I think the Steelers' defense is good enough to will them to compete for their division, but I think the Ravens are just the better team. And he has to deal with other pass rushers like Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, the Ravens just in general, their defense. I don't think we'll see a lot out of him because Steelers' offense isn't great. I think this will be his last year playing football in the NFL, and we'll get his gold jacket eventually. But last year for Aaron Rodgers, agreed. At number 24, we got Tua Tagovailoa. Obviously, almost had 3,000 passing yards last year, nearly 20 touchdowns, 15th in QBR. Obviously, he's improvement, but man, those concussion issues and all the issues he's had, I don't know what I could say. I think Tua has the roster, has some of the weapons around him, but I don't think Miami is great. If he can stay healthy, the O-line protects him a little bit better. Maybe we'll see some flashes of him being a borderline top 15 quarterback. But on my list right now, I don't have him as that. So yeah, that's why I got Tua at number 24. Hopefully he stays healthy, man. I pray he stays healthy. Now, those concussions I've seen out of him are just brutal. It hurt to see some of them. Well, wrong guy. He's way higher on the list. Wrong guy. At Number 5, the surprise of last year, the breakout, Sam Darnold. I got Sam Darnold at number 23 purely off the fact I don't think Seattle is as good of a situation that he had with the Vikings, having that great defense, having Justin Jefferson, having Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. All that is just not there in Seattle. He's still gonna have Cup. Obviously, he's gonna have that breakout guy in JSN. Shout out JSN. He's gonna be a great in the league, but I don't know if their run game is well established enough to help him benefit, and I don't know about their O line. That's why I got Sam Darnold at number 23. But obviously, he can be much higher on the list. I will do a video when the season ends and we're going into playoffs. Who I got ranked. But so far, I got Sam Darnold at number 23. Gotta go down more. I'm gonna go up a little bit. Where is this guy? At number 22, I got Russell Wilson. Obviously, Russell Wilson is a great in the game, but I don't know that he's in the best situation with the Giants outside of just having Malik Neighbors. They don't have a good run game. They don't have a good O line. They're just a struggling franchise right now. There's not much he can do in the way of just game managing. I just don't think the Giants just have enough to be a competitive team. They play in a hard division. They got to play the Cowboys twice a year, the Eagles twice a year, and the Washington Commanders twice a year. All hard games, all very hard for them to win. Their defense can keep it in it, but I don't know that Russ has the ability at this point in his career to keep them in those close games. So yeah. At number 21, we got Geno Smith. Geno, after that 1 year with Seattle, showed that he still can belong in this league and still be decent. I think we still got a few good more years out of Geno Smith. Obviously, he's really a cousin of the great Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State. But I think Geno, the Raiders roster is not great. I think they are on the come up, though. They got Genty, they got Brock Bowers, they got Jacoby Myers. If he can get the ball to the weapons, I think they can be one of those teams that doesn't have a good record, but are going to be a tough play regardless. They could be just like you don't want to play those dudes purely off the fact you're not going to come out of there looking your best. But I don't know if their defense can hold up, but I think their offense can with him at the helm. It's better than what they had in Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew and all that. So, yeah, that's why I got him at number 21. Shout out Jeremiah Smith, though. He should be the first receiver in like a decade to go number 1. He's a great. At number 20, I got Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, one of the most hyped up prospects we've ever seen out of the quarterback position. Did great in college. Obviously, has struggled a little bit in the NFL. Did get a playoff win, which is always a welcome. I think we will see a great year out of Trevor Lawrence. He'll be one of the most improved players in the league, especially at the quarterback position. I think having Travis Hunter, having Brian Thomas Jr. is going to help him tremendously. Having two great athletes on the outside of him throwing and he could throw the ball to will be great for him, but he has to put it together this year. I think this is another one of those make or break years where if he doesn't do good this year, he's going to be seen as not living up to the hype of the number 1 overall pick, which is a bad thing, obviously. At number 19, I got another former number 1 overall pick. But this dude, to me, is really on the come up. I think if it's not Trevor Lawrence, it's going to be Bryce Young at my ranking number 19 being the most improved quarterback in the league. Obviously, he's a smaller frame and all that, but I feel like him being able to navigate, having better weapons, better O-line play, hopefully the run game can stick up for him. Yeah, I think Bryce Young will be also another one of those most improved players in the league. purely off the fact we saw how much better he got. He almost upset the Eagles last year, which would have been huge. Would be huge. So yeah, that's why I got Bryce Young at number 19, the former number one overall pick, has shown flashes, and I think he's starting to finally put it together and not be in his own head, which is great for him. Then I got two dudes back to back from the same class. Right, this dude struggled a little bit. Didn't have the best roster, but is that all his fault? Not really. We got Drake May, the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. Obviously, Drake May got drafted high. I think he has the talent to be a good player in this league. I think, obviously, his size, his mobility, being able to place the ball well. I just don't know that the Patriots' offense outside of Stephon Diggs has enough to support him in that aspect. I think if Diggs goes down or they aren't able to put it together, it's going to be really hard for him to do good with the weapons he had. He showed he didn't do good last year. That's why they drafted Will Campbell to go protect him. Obviously, didn't have the great line behind him, which does hurt him a little bit. But I think Drake May can put it together, do enough to be a good quarterback. At number 17, we got the first overall pick of his draft class, Caleb Williams. Now, he has one of the best offensive-minded coaches outside of Sean McVay and Andy Reid, that being Ben Johnson. I hope he can put it together. I really like this dude. He's a former Heisman winner. Obviously showed some of his potential, but the Bears just aren't a quarterback-friendly team throughout their history. They've never had a 4,000-yard passer in their team's history, and he came close in his first year. He probably would have been, and having 4,000 yards, he probably would have been the best season out of a quarterback in their franchise history, which is kind of sad. But I think Caleb can put it together with all the weapons around him. Having Colston Loveland, Cole Kmet, what's his name? DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, all that. He needs to put it together this year and show he's better than what he had last year. He struggled last year. The Bears were not a good team, especially after giving up that Hail Mary toss. They kind of fell apart, and I hope they can put it together and not pick as highly as they did, especially I think they did kind of reach on Colston Loveland. Don't get me wrong. He's a great route running tight end. I did have him higher than Tyler Warren going into the draft, but they were 1A and 1B where it wasn't a mistake if you picked them. But I think Caleb needs to put it together with the talent around him. I don't think this year's make or break, but if he shows flashes, that'll be great. He's shown them before, and he needs to show a little bit more and be more consistent. At number 16, we got the shortest starting quarterback in the league, that being Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, almost 4,000 passing yards, right? But he can't get the ball to his number one receiver, one of the most generational prospects we've ever seen, that being Marvin Harrison Jr. He needs to figure out a way to get the ball to him. Obviously, help them in the run game more, but his height is a hindrance because he has to roll out. They have to make more design rollouts that affects the team. That affects. I just don't think he's that good, especially because his height's a hindrance, as I said. I think Kyler Murray needs to be able to rush more and move more. If he doesn't, I don't think Cardinals are a great team. But if he can do that, he can still keep them in contention. But obviously, he needs to do better. That's why I got him this low at number 16. At number 15, we got the second league leading passer, Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a great pocket passer, had great weapons around him, knew how to get the ball to them. But when it comes to playoff time, man, he turns like it's like the Monstars took all his power from the regular season in that one playoff game we saw. 4 turnovers, obviously not doing great, but he had almost 4,700 passing yards, almost 40 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 6 in QBR. I mean, there's not a whole lot I could say about him that hasn't been said. He has what he does have is the passing ability. He needs to figure out a way to put it together, especially in the playoffs and the big games where he doesn't fall apart. If he falls apart, which he's known for, if he falls apart again, the line, I think the Lions do need to start looking to get a guy in the future that can replace Jared Goff, especially with the great roster, the great coaching they have around them. If they can, but I think Jared Goff is the right option to go with for right now. That's why I got him at number 15. I just think he's such a great passer and knows how to get the ball to his weapons and game manage enough where the run game, he can rely on the run game. The run game will help him. That's why I got him at number 15. At number 14, we got the hottest of takes on this list. We got the starting quarterback, the former Super Bowl winning champion, Jalen Hurts. All I'm going to say about Jalen Hurts, look at his stats right there compared to the other quarterbacks I've shown. He is not a good passer. He is not. He has all the weapons, the best O-line, the best running back, the best defense, and he cannot hang with the other quarterbacks. He cannot hang with Lamar. He cannot hang with Jaden. He cannot hang with Patrick. He cannot hang with any of them. But all the Eagles fans say, oh, he's so good. He's top 5. No, he's not. Ability-wise, no. All he can do is run. All he can do is do the check down game and throw a deep bomb here and there. No. Against the push-off merchant A.J. Brown. Don't get me started on him. Right. He is Justin Fields that understands the short game and is less athletic. That is how I feel about Jalen Hurts. He understands the short game, can take the checkdowns, take it there. But you pressure him, you put him in a situation, he's going to fold like a lawn chair, right? You get pressure in his face, he's going to slide behind the line, right? Because that's who Jalen Hurts is. Jalen Hurts, without that roster, is not an NFL quarterback. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So that's why I got him this low. Without that roster, he is not a starting NFL quarterback. All right, off the little tangent. Off the little tangent. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jalen Hurts. But you know who I'm high on? This guy right here, Bo Nix. Bo Nix, I think, is gonna be a good quarterback. Obviously, he showed what he could do. The Sean Payton offense is quarterback friendly. He knows what he's doing. Obviously, played a lot of games in college. Has had 29 touchdowns. Had almost 4,000 passing yards as a rookie. There's not a lot I could say about him that hasn't been said. He's the future. He's the future in Denver. Going to be the franchise guy. I think maybe they could add one more weapon around him. He could elevate into that tier of pushing top 10. But I got him at number 13. He's shown a lot, and I think this year he will be a top 10 quarterback. I'm high on Bo Nix. Yeah, that's what we got. Bo Nix. At number 12, we got the guy, Brock Purdy. Now, Brock Purdy is a product of his system, but it's a Shanahan system. It has him succeed. He has to learn a hard playbook. That is why I have him higher than Jalen Hurts, right? Because he's a smarter quarterback. Well, I wouldn't say he's a smarter quarterback than Jalen Hurts, but his system is harder to learn. His team always is dealing with injury. His best weapon was injured, and he still had 3,800 passing yards and 20 touchdowns. Brock Purdy is a threat not to take over the game, but to get the ball to his weapons that will take over the game. He gets time to get the ball to those weapons to Ayuk, to George Kittle, to Christian McCaffrey, Jawan Jennings. When he gets the ball to them, they're the threat, but their scheme is also the threat. That's why I got Brock Purdy this high, because he's a game manager that can succeed. He's one of the best game managers in the NFL, right? He's been to the Super Bowl, right? Obviously he didn't win, but he gave them the games to win. That is why Brock Purdy is so high. At number 11, a little bit of a controversial take. Well, not really controversial. Dak's always had my respect. Even as a Commanders fan, Dak has just dealt with a lot of adversity. Obviously, if you deep dive into his backstory and his family, man, he's a likable guy. right? But being on the Dallas Cowboys, I don't like him that much. But I think Dak stays healthy. I think obviously he'll be a solid quarterback. He always has put up pretty good passing numbers. I think he will have a lot of good passing yards. Obviously, he has CeeDee Lamb. Their scheme is pass heavy, but I don't know that their coaching lacks. That's a big thing. I don't know how to feel about the new Dallas coach. I don't know who he is, what his scheme is, but I hope Dak succeeds, just not against the Commanders. I think he's going to be another one of those guys that's borderline top 10 this year. Just in passing alone, obviously because he's not mobile at that brutal ankle injury we saw in 2020. His mobility has decreased from what it once was, and yeah, it's unfortunate for him. But I got Dak in number 11. At number 10, a guy I'm also decently high on. Where is he at on this list? I cannot find him. Oh, I'm blind. I'm blind. There we are. We got Jordan Love. Jordan Love for the Packers also needs to stay healthy. He was dealing with some injuries last year. Obviously struggled a bit. Had nearly 3,500 passing yards, 25 touchdowns, fifth in QBR. He has the right talent around him, knows how to get the ball to him. Obviously can hand the ball off to Josh Jacobs. And all that. Um, I think he can place the ball well, has good accuracy. Um, I think the Packers are another one of those good teams. They'll probably also be competing for a wild card spot. I think it'll be in a big part to Jordan Love. So yeah, Jordan Love, number 10. We're into the top 10 now. Jordan Love was 10, right? At number 9, a dude who I think is a little overrated, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is one of the most talented quarterbacks on paper. He's if man. He has all the hypotheticals around him. Look at it. He only had 3 interceptions last year, 11th in QBR, almost 4,000 passing yards, but they didn't make the playoffs. They had another high draft pick. Um, I think Justin Herbert needs to put it together. I don't think it's a make or break year for him. He's proven what he's shown, but he needs to put it together this year. And get them to the playoffs and win a playoff game. That's what's resting on him and his shoulders. I think them having Omarion Hampton, having Najee, having a good run game is going to benefit him a lot, especially in the playoffs. And I hope he can succeed. Um, I think he will. I think he's going to be one of those guys with a lot of high passing yards, good touchdown numbers, not a lot of interceptions. That's what I think about Herbert. I think he'll be in MVP conversations. At number 8, a dude who, man, I like so much. Baker Mayfield, 4,500 passing yards on the dot, 41 touchdowns, 60 interceptions. He's the definition of a modern day gunslinger in the NFL. That's just what Baker's game is. He slings it, has Mike Evans, has Chris Godwin, can just knows how to throw the ball. Now has Emeka Egbuka. He's gonna probably even have better numbers than this, and I think he'll be in the MVP conversation. Right? Baker has a cannon of an arm, knows what to do, knows how to throw it, place it, and do all that. Um, Baker is my number 8. Purely off his, I've said it, purely off his passing ability. He's such a great passer and just knows how to place the ball and do it so well. Kept them in that play. Had a turnover in the playoff game though, unfortunate, but has won a few playoff games here and there. Won the first one for the Browns in over like 30 years. So I think Baker is going to be the number 8th ranked quarterback. Is the number 8th ranked quarterback on my list. At number 7, right, we got C.J. Stroud, who had one of the greatest rookie seasons. The best, in my opinion, the second best pocket passer in the NFL behind Matthew Stafford. This man can place the ball so well, has great footwork, is an underrated athlete, really. It's just that O-line's going to get him killed. Their O-line is terrible. Trading away Tunsil, such a bad move. They obviously got draft capital, and I think with that draft capital, they're going to draft some more linemen. So I think what the Texans are going to be different. I think they're going to. I think if their O-line cannot keep it up, Stroud is going to die. They will not be able to block for him. Will not be able to protect him. But Stroud does have a playoff win, and I think CJ Stroud's also going to probably put up similar numbers. There's less interceptions, probably the same amount of touchdowns. Pretty off the fact their O-line is garbage, right? But this is a dude I'm high on. That's a dude in the 2023 draft I had as the best quarterback. I still think he is. Obviously, he's shown he is better than Bryce Young, but Bryce Young is not in a great situation. He just showed that he is one-on-one, and I hope Stroud does good this year, which I think he will. That's why I got him at number 7. At number 6, we got Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is the best pocket passer in the NFL. Obviously, he has one of the most creative, probably has the most creative, one of the most creative coaches ever, that being Sean McVay. Sean McVay is a great offensive mind. I will talk about him. I can talk all day, talk about how much I love Sean McVay. Losing Kupp was not good, but he gained Devontae Adams. He still has Puka Nacua, but at his age, he's 37, right? But he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Helped organize 2 of the greatest wide receiver seasons of all time in Calvin Johnson and Cooper Kupp we saw a few years ago. I think he has great arm strength, can place the ball well. Obviously, as Kyren Williams can rely on the run game a little bit more. So I think we will see good things out of Matthew Stafford this year. I just hope his back can hold up. Obviously, he's been dealing with those issues, and I think that's what we'll see out of Matthew Stafford. At number 5, Mr. 5, Jayden Daniels, the greatest. Oh, I'm about to be glazing him. Pause. Jayden Daniels had the greatest rookie quarterback season we have ever seen. That is not debatable. That is a fact of life. Rookie of the year, most rushing yards ever as a rookie quarterback, 25 touchdowns, fourth in QBR, and made it to the NFC Championship game and was must-watch TV. One of the clutchest quarterbacks. You say, hey, pick 2 quarterbacks you want to have a game-winning drive with. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels has the it factor to be the face of the league, and that's what he's going to be. This year, I predict Jayden Daniels will be the MVP and will be the Super Bowl MVP along with the Super Bowl champion. Jayden Daniels will be the best quarterback in the NFL by the end of the year. I believe that. At number 4, we got the MVP. Not him. At number 4, we got the MVP, Josh Allen, who I thought did not deserve the MVP. It should have went to Lamar Jackson. But this dude has a cannon of an arm. One of the stronger quarterbacks, the second strongest quarterback we have ever seen outside of Cam Newton. I still can't believe people are saying he's better than Cam Newton. He's not. But he was second in QBR, team first in MVP voting. I can't really say what's been said, but there's a lot to say about Josh Allen. The narrative is he can't beat Mahomes, which he can't. He can't beat Mahomes. That's an issue. It's like the Monstars drain his energy again. He can't beat Mahomes. It's like he turns into a different player, right? But he's still gonna be good. He's still gonna be in the top 5. That's why I got him at number 4. He'll probably be in MVP conversations again. Obviously winning the MVP. I don't think he goes back to back though. At number 3, we got the league leading passer last year, Mr. Joe Burrow, right? Joe Burrow. How do I say this? Joe Burrow is the most accurate quarterback in the NFL, bar none. That's not a debate. That's a fact. Joe Burrow is a great. But he needs to bring them to the playoffs this year, sure, only by himself. He needs to show he is cut from a different cloth if he wants to be in the conversations with the top 2 guys I have on this list. Right. He has not shown that for me yet, but he has shown to me he's better than Josh Allen. Put out the fact he's accurate. He's been to the big game. He did beat Mahomes, right? Even if it was a little bit fluky, he's been there. He's been to the dance. Yet, I mean, his O-line let him down, but he does have Jamar Chase. He got T. Higgins. He has the best wide receiver duo, in my opinion, in the league. not bar none, right? He needs to put it together. If he can put it together, finally just will them off his ability alone, which we've seen being done at LSU, being the second greatest college football team of all time. Also another video. Yeah, I think that's why I got Joe Burrow at number 2. Or number 3, not number 2. Number 2, the greatest dual threat to ever do it. Better than Michael Vick, better than Randall Cunningham is this man, new era 8, Mr. Action Lamar Jackson. First in QBR, 4,000 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, right? To me, Lamar is the second best quarterback in the league. But man, he needs to succeed better in the playoffs. But last year, his team let him down. His team really did let him down. That Mark Andrews drop, a baby could have caught that. That's disappointing, right? I think Lamar has a lot of pressure on him this year to succeed in the playoffs. But what he's shown to me in the regular season and his talent alone, that's why I got him at 2. He has such good ability. The best rushing ability I've seen in quarterback is untouchable, elusive, better than Vic. That's why I got Lamar at 2, right? If there's a quarterback I like watching more than Jayden Daniels, it's Lamar Jackson. But number 1, we all know who it was going to be. The man from Kansas City, the 3-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Super Bowl MVP, 2-time MVP, All-Pro. This guy, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, to me, is the most talented quarterback ever. He can run, has a cannon for an arm, improvisation, playoff clutchness, right? But you're going to say the refs help him all this. No, man. He has that factor, right? He's shown it in the playoffs. He's shown it being down. You can never count them out, right? You can just never count them out. Has the elusive ability, the scramble ability, the throw on the run, drop it on a dime, the sidearm, the deep ball. What has he not shown to everybody to, in my opinion, make him the second greatest quarterback of all time behind Tom Brady? And he's on the projection for me. If he wins 2 more rings and another MVP, to me, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Bar none. He has it. He has the factor of being able to lead the team, be able to make the sidearms, the deep balls, being accurate. What more can this man do to prove himself other than win even more? That is why people hate him. He's a winner. All he wants, the ref, Taylor Swift, outside of take away him as a player, not his family, not the other issues off the field. He's the best quarterback in the league, bar none. I think we will see in the Super Bowl the Chiefs versus the Redskins, or Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call them. I think it'll be a great QB duel, but what's going to happen is Jayden Daniels is going to get that ball last, and we're going to see the greatest drive in Super Bowl history. Anyways, this is my quarterback list. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on what you think you would change. Anyways, and I'm going to leave y'all with this. Go Commanders. Peace out. So whoop.